So today I'm going to discuss about a few things related to the AWS and like what is AWS and why it is so popular nowadays, or what are the various factors that is asking us to move to the about the AWS. So these are the various topics which I'm going to cover today, like what is a cloud and why, what is AWS, and what are the various domains that are present inside of the AWS, and what are the various services that currently AWS is providing now. And I'll also try to cover what are the various available regions and availability zones. So those things I'll be covering today. Along with this, I'll also discuss about the free tier, which is actually giving freely by the Amazon Web Services to try out their services. So let me start with now things now. So before starting that, like a quick introduction about myself. Like I am a postgraduate with a
Please send also the presentation slides so that we don't have to take any notes. It's easier that way. Thank you.
Okay. So I'm having like a master degree. Like after that, like I started working with the company, IT companies, and overall I'm having experience of 7+ years experience and into Linux administration initially, and then moved to the AWS experience. So this is my brief introduction. So I'm currently working as a cloud architect or DevOps engineer. Like both, I'm taking care, and so my so these are the things, like a brief small introduction about myself, and coming to the things now, like about the NINT. So NINT is again a institution which is actually taking care of various technologies, and it is actually ISO 9001 2005 certified company, and we provide various kinds of trainings, and we need end customer satisfaction. That is our main goal, and everything is like we work with a qualified team, and everyone will try to assess you in any other way to make you satisfied, and everything is like is a cost effective. Comparatively, you can see overall any other training institutes we provide at the best price and at a good and we share a good knowledge to the people. So this is what brief introduction about NINT. So what are the various things that we want to know? Like, so what are the things that are before the cloud computing? There are certain problems that are present in the market before the cloud computer has come to the picture. So I'll just discuss few. It is not all the problems that are present in the IT industry that I'm trying to target here. Only a few problems, okay, that are most importantly got cleared or rectified by the AWS. So the first thing is, like, in order to say, like, if any company wants to launch their website, okay, so most of the people will be doing uh, a business through either of the website or through some other way. So the most popular way is like to have a website. So whenever they have a strong business and they want to become a master, or they want to become a more to gain more business in the market, the what they used to do is they need more publicity. So how they can do publicity is like either through a website or through some other ways like advertisement or something. So just think like we want to start a new company and we want to launch our own website, or just like Flipkart.com or Amazon.com, something like that. So the first thing what we have to do is like we have to build a secure server. Sorry, we have to build a very high available website which should not go down at any cost, because if the website of yours is going down, like when the people are getting when more number of people are trying to access your website, so the people might get difficulty, like the website may go down for some reasons, so something like that. So in order to set up a particular website in a stronger way, what are all the various things we need? So the first thing is we have to have a server. Server in a sense, like this is a place where we can launch our website. So if you just want to launch a small or simple website where you don't want to expect any traffic, or where you expect very minimum of traffic, that time you don't have to buy too many servers. Himalay, can you go on mute please? Okay, so the first thing the company has to do or invest is like they have to set up their infrastructure. So infrastructure in the sense, like what they have to do is like they have to have a specific place where they can have their own server, and on top of the server they can install the web server, and on top of that they can start launching their website, and from there the website will be launching. So whenever there is any change to the server, like they'll be doing it in the particular center. So that is the infrastructure, I can say. Like the infrastructure includes the physical servers and what are the various networking and all the things which are required for a server to be operated normally. So all the setups are required. So that is one thing. Like the first thing which we have to concentrate is that we have to buy a bulk of servers. So when we want a high available website, we need more than one server running parallelly to take the traffic. So the first thing is we have to buy much servers, not a single server, not a two servers. We should have multiple servers. And one more thing is like keeping the traffic in mind, we have to buy more servers. As I said before, like not one server will not be enough in order to have or handle more traffic. So then other thing is like monitoring the various servers. Say like you have one server, it is easy for you to monitor it. Like say for some reason something has happened, and it is easily for you to go and check, okay, what happened here, and we can rectify that. But think like you have hundreds of servers and you can't go directly and look at each server. Like you can look, but it takes some time for you to look and find out which server is fault and where we have to fix it and what we have to fix. That takes a lot of time. So these are the various problems before the cloud computing. So there are few advantages before the cloud computing environment. That is, the setup is actually very expensive. If you see like buying one server, and the server cost is not that cheaper, it is damn costly, and we can't even imagine like how much a typical server costs. So the troubleshooting problems, as I said, like it is really tedious because we have to find out in various servers, and we have to locate the proper server, and we have to get that, and then we can fix that server. So like that. And also the traffic might be varying for our website. Say like traffic in the varying in sense, like say for a particular period more number of customers are visiting your site, so that time you might require more number of servers in order to handle the more traffic. Say just like say like you are conducting a sale period, and that time you can expect multiple users logging in at the same time. But in some other time, like where you don't have much traffic, so what you have to do is like you don't need plenty of servers. But still, if you are going for a physical servers, you have to buy all the servers in order to mind that, okay, if we have any traffic, that time we have to need all the servers. If you don't need, what you have to do is you have to reduce the traffic. Once the traffic is ready, you have to reduce the number of servers. So the most of the time when we don't have much traffic, our servers will be sitting ideal in our location. Okay, so that is one thing. So these are the various disadvantages that are present in the cloud or in the problems before the cloud computing. So as a solution for this problem, like the cloud computing has been come into the picture. So what and all the cloud computer can do, like or how the cloud computing is solves these particular problems which we explained in the previous slides. So what we can do is like instead of buying, the first thing what we are doing is we are trying to buy plenty of servers. So instead of buying plenty of servers, we can simply rent them, because the cloud service providers will provide you various servers or various infrastructure that you need over the internet. They can able to provide you. So instead of buying everything for your own, what you can do is simply you can rent the servers from them, and you can use them, and whenever you want them you can use them. And if you don't want them, you can simply tell them, yeah, I need only 5 servers, I don't need 10 servers now, so you can take back, and you can just pay for the 5 servers which you are using currently. And if you need again one more server, again you can rent the one server externally, and again you can pay for that. So like that you can have multiple options. Hi Sriram Pai, can you go on mute please? So that is one. Okay. So we don't have to buy any server physically, so that saves a lot of money for us. And the scalability, like you don't have to worry about the traffic. We can have various options by which automatically the servers will increase, and whenever the traffic gets reduced, the traffic will get shrink. The setup we can do using these cloud services. So that option we can do. And you don't have to worry about the underlying infrastructure, like we don't have to manage any physical location for your servers to be there, and you don't have to bother anything related to the infrastructure of the servers which you are going to place. Like normally the place where all the servers resides is called as a data center. Like in order to maintain a data center, physically you need so much of money and so much of time, so much of human effort and everything you need. And if you go for a cloud computing, you don't have to bother about anything. Pradeep, you're saying server. What is a server? Server is nothing but a big computer, I can say, which can handle requests related to any of the clients, which are like it can handle multiple requests. It's also smart kind of computer only, nothing else. So now till now, like I'm saying, like cloud computing, like what is a cloud computing? Like if you want to know the definition of the cloud computing, it is nothing but it is a place uh, which provides us computing capacity over the internet. The computing capacity, what it can do is either it can store the images or store the user data, manage the data, or even it can process the data. So nothing but we are saving or retrieving or processing our own data. Instead of a physical server, we are saving it on the cloud or internet. It means that you're saving your data somewhere else. Okay, that is nothing but the cloud computing. So these are the various benefits I can say about the cloud computing. Like we can make it as like it is very cost effective efficiency. We can like because we are not buying anything and we don't have to bother about the infrastructure. So this really reduces a lot of money for the for the companies. And the software integration, like we can easily integrate one software with the other one, like and the unlimited storage, you can save any kind of data, but you have to pay for what you saved. And the global access, it means that you can simply go to the various countries using this cloud computing very easily. But you want to go physically, that time you have to invest lot of time, lot of money. Say like you have a website which is launched in India, and if you want to launch a website to be launched in USA or some other country, what you have to do is like you have to find a location over there, you have to create your data center there, you have to place your servers there, and then you can launch a website and you can start getting the traffic from there. So like that. So then increased collaboration, like we can have, as my voice is not clear.
It is clear.
Okay, someone is telling like it is not clear, so I just asked a question.
Can you give a more on software integration and agile methodologies, please,
Yeah, I'll
as
do that.
related to the benefits?
Sure, sure, I'll do that. Just a second, someone asked some question. So many questions, like I'll come back to all the questions once we finish about the demo. Like let me finish the demo first of all. And automatic updates, like say like if you opt for any instance or anything related to the server, you don't have to bother about the updates of the thing. Like automatically the cloud itself, like the cloud service providers will take care of that, and they will start updating the softwares well, whichever is required. And the quick deployment, like is you can easily integrate or you can easily start deploying your applications using various services that are present inside the AWS itself or the various services or various cloud providers. And agile methodologies is nothing but like you can do the things in a faster way. Like if you can see the normal older methodologies, like you have to do everything in a bunch and you can start launching everything as a whole. But using this cloud computing, you don't have to have an entire setup at a single time, but you can start doing the things one by one. Like instead of doing the things every time at the same time, like you can do the things like you can separate the prioritized list and you can start doing the things like what are the prioritized list first that you can do first of all, then you can do the second things which is not that prior, something like that. So these are the various things like we can do. And the software integration is nothing but you can easily integrate with other applications. Like you want, say you want to run a JavaScript, okay, or you want to run some Java program or some other program. Simply you can integrate that thing with the Amazon Web Services or any other cloud service providers, and you can start launching them, and you can easily install any software which is required for you. And that facility is getting provided by the cloud computing providers. It's not only AWS, even the Microsoft Azure or Google Cloud or some other providers, whoever is there in the market. So everybody is actually giving this facility. So that is what all about. And let me come to the other. So apart from that, like we do have other benefits, as I can say. Most of the things are almost same, like always up. Because of this, we can make our website or anything to be always available. Like you don't have to worry about the downtime or something. With using the cloud, we can maintain our software, like we can as much as possible available by deploying the same thing in either multiple availability zones or in the multiple servers or something like that, which we'll be discussing later in our course. Like you don't have to worry. And the disaster recovery is nothing but, say, like you if you have a data center and some reason has come, like a cyclone or something happened physically, and what happens, your data center is actually out of function. Say like the power is cut in that particular region. Say like you the place where your data center is present, so there is a big cyclone and all the power is gone and everything is finished, sorry, everything is like damaged. So that time what happens to your website is, like your website will be down till the time you recover the data center. But using this cloud services providers, what we can do or what they are doing is, like they can have the data centers in across various regions. Say like it means that, say you are in US, like say one data center is in Chicago and the other data center might be in Ohio and some other place. So something like that, like they have multiple zones, so where the data is actually getting saved. So even one in one state or one place has been down, if, say example, one data center is down, even the other data center will be having the same kind of data, then you can start uh, you can start taking the traffic from that other data center which is active. So like this you can have uh, just a second. And so we don't have to pay for the maintenance cost, like you don't have to pay anything extra, and you just have to pay for what you use. And that is all about the benefits, I can say, like various okay. Rahul, you want to learn DevOps and something you said. Okay, so we can speak that once we start questions about it. So let me just finish this now, then we can take the I will take the questions. So there are various kinds of cloud computing is present, but mainly what we target is these three kinds, which is the SaaS, PaaS, and IaaS, which is nothing but software as a service, platform as a service, and infrastructure as a service, which is nothing but different kinds of service providers that are currently present in the market, which who provides various kinds of things. So if I say like the first one is, I can say like as a IaaS, which is nothing but infrastructure as a service. What those people will do is, like they used to provide us the basic networking, which is mainly used for managing our infrastructure. Okay, whatever the things you want as infrastructure, those services they'll be providing us, and we can start using those services, and then we can start building our own application. So what those people generally will provide is the networking, the caching, security, manage. So these are the various things they normally provides for IaaS. Under IaaS, and we do have other service providers which are called as PaaS, which is nothing but the PaaS, platform as a service. What they will do is, like they will provide you a platform to develop your own application. That means that they have, like you have a computer now with the IaaS or something. Now what you can do is, with the PaaS you can have a OS inside that, and you can have various packages that are getting provided by this PaaS service providers. You can start using this platform as a service, and you can start building your own application, and you can launch your website. You can start maintaining that inside the PaaS. So you can see the application development or video streaming, something like that. So these are the various services, and comes to the last one, which is nothing but the software as a service, which is nothing but the complete product which they'll be giving you as a product, and you don't have to bother about anything. You don't have to bother on what platform the particular application has been running, or on what operating system that is there, is launched, and what technology they use, and all. You don't have to worry. Simply you can start using that, and you can use that. So example for that is, your email server is a PaaS, or your Google Drive or Dropbox. These are all called as a SaaS. Okay. So that is what comes to the next one. So these I can say, like these are the three things, like IaaS, PaaS, SaaS. So what are the various examples of the providers that are currently in the market is, like for the IaaS, AWS can be described as IaaS, and even we have the like GoGrid, Rackspace.com, and for PaaS, Azure, App Engine, Force.com, and for the SaaS, Google Docs, FreshBooks, Salesforce, like everything is like these are the various things. Not only this, we do have multiple things as a SaaS, IaaS, or in as like PaaS. So just just a little more description about this IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. So IaaS is nothing but sometimes is actually called as like IaaS, or simply the full form of that is will be like infrastructure as a service, which is nothing but they provide the building blocks for us to have an IT infrastructure. So simply I can say like IaaS is a core where we can have our own infrastructure. You don't have to build anything related to your infrastructure. So the service providers will provide you the infrastructure which is required for you, like the basic networking and the basic place for you to have your server and everything, the storage, everything they'll be providing you. So you can simply give that. So I already gave like example for that is AWS is one example, Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud. So these are the various examples I can say about for the IaaS. Okay. You can see here you are just given a computer without any OS installed it, and you can install the OS and the software on top of it as you wish. That means that Salesforce is a SaaS. Okay, that means that you can have a physical computer, just like think like you just want to have a particular application to be built. The first thing what you need is you have to have a computer. So IaaS is nothing but the providing you a computer for that. So the next is the platform, like okay, these are the various examples I can say: AWS IaaS, AWS, Microsoft Azure, Rackspace, Google Cloud, DigitalOcean. So these are the various examples of IaaS I can say. Next comes the PaaS. It is nothing but the platform where you can develop your own application. It actually requires you a fixed OS and the software stack which you require for your application to be built. Okay, so what I can say is like various PaaS services that are currently available in is like in AWS we can say Elastic Beanstalk can be considered as PaaS. Windows or Microsoft Azure we can say Windows Azure, Google App Engine. So these are the various PaaS I can say. And the software as a service, it is nothing but a complete product which is developed by them, and you don't have to do anything, or you don't have to worry about anything, how it is running, what are the services, what are the things that are installed inside it. Like you don't have to worry, simply you can start your receiving or using it. Simple example I can say Gmail or Google Drive or Dropbox. So those are the typical examples of SaaS. Simply you are going to use it. Okay, if you want clear more explanation I can say this. It's nothing but like leasing a car. If you are taking about IaaS, you're just taking a car from a company. Okay, keeping the car repaired is someone else's problem. If any problems comes to the car, you don't have to worry. Okay, you just leased the car. If you whatever the time you want to use, you can use it. Repairing and all, you don't have to worry. Okay, you just have to supply some petrol. Okay, that fuel. So everything like they'll be taking care about the car, like how much they have to pay, what are the various things and all, like they'll be bothering how much, which model we have to buy, everything they'll be deciding, the providers, and you just have to go and lease the car. And if you come to the PaaS, just like getting a cab, okay, you don't have to worry about anything. The cab is already there, so you just want to just sit there and you just want to tell them like this is the place I want to go, something like that, and you can just start using it. And the SaaS is like public transport, like you can have, it's very cheaper, and everything is designed or everything is there, like they'll be going to the various places that are already decided. You simply have to decide your place and you just have to get into that, and you can just get down whenever your particular stop comes. So that is nothing but I can say. So next comes various deployment models that are present inside the cloud. So these are the various deployment models I can say that are currently present in the cloud market. One is a private and the other one is public, and the other one is called as hybrid, which is normally called as combination of both private and public. So what about the private in the sense like it entirely belongs to a particular organization. Okay, no one else from the outside is able to. Omkar, I'll just come back to that your question later. Like you're asking me like AWS and Azure is same. Yeah, it is functionality wise it is the same, but the things will differ. Like few of the things related to the AWS, the terminologies will be differ, but the functionality overall, if you see, all the things will be similar. Anyway, I'll come back to that. Let me discuss about this private and public. So the private is nothing but it entirely belongs to a particular organization. Okay, so everything inside the cloud is mainly accessible by the only organization. No one else able to access it. And coming to the public, it can be made available. Roshan, I'll come back to the question. Like I just seen that question and I just thought I can discuss. So I haven't seen your question. I'll come back to that. Just please wait. Please be patient because I have to complete like a huge syllabus, I can say. So the public is the one which is actually can have access to various users, and everybody can log in and they can have their own things set up inside it and they can start using it. Whereas hybrid is like either like it is a combination of both public and private, where organization can start accessing their own thing and they can even keep something which has to be accessed by the public. So those people normally go who requires both private and public. They'll go for the hybrid environment where we have both combinations of public and private. So this is what all about the cloud computing basics, which I can say, like, or a brief introduction about the cloud computing. So now comes to the real topic which we want to learn now, like, which is nothing but the AWS, which is nothing but the Amazon Web Services, which I'm going to discuss now, like why we have to learn AWS when you have so many things inside the market about the cloud, but why we have to go for AWS. You can see like the picture over here. So there are various services providers. I can agree. Not only these, we do have some other service providers for the cloud, but why Amazon is so popular is like this is actually having the top market in the current market, which is having the major share. I can say 31% out of 100 is actually having the, yeah, vCloud is also having the market, but I haven't mentioned it, but just I taken few of the things. It is not possible for me to cover each and everything, so I just taken few example. So AWS is in the top market top in the market now, which is having a big market. And you can see most of the companies are opting for the AWS because they have a huge capacity and they have the multiple services compared to the other people. Like they do provide the things in a very yeah, they have various things that are not present in some other providers. So that is the reason Amazon is so popular now, and they are very quickly and rapidly developing the new services and making them available to the users. So it is not that the other service providers are not at the best rate in the market. Yes, they are also picking up, but comparatively with all other providers, now Amazon Web Services is in the top. So that is the reason why we are learning, and that is the reason why I am teaching now. So what is AWS? Like we are till now we are discussing like AWS. AWS is nothing but it is a cloud services platform. No, I'm not going to speak about the S3 now. I'll just discuss about simply a few things about the AWS, brief introduction about the AWS. And once we start about the AWS classes, then we can go ahead and discuss about the S3 or what are the service. So let me just come back to this, and it is nothing but a secure cloud platform which is offering us various things, or like these things like computing power, database storage, content delivery, and other functionalities, like which will help our business to scale and grow. Okay, using these various services, simply we can start our own business with less cost, and we can start using this service, and we can increase our business by making our website in an effective way. So you can see like there are various customers that are currently using the Amazon Web Services. So I can say these are the few examples of those. Um, we have over 1 million active customers across the 190 countries. Just a second, guys. Okay, so so these are the various users, I can say, who are currently using AWS in the market now, and the number is huge. You can see like over 1 million active customers and 190 countries are currently using this AWS. So this is what all about the basic introduction about the AWS. So let me come back now. What are the places, or what are the various things, like I'm telling a few like before, like I'm discussing like a region and availability zone, like that something. So what is a region? A region is nothing but a place, it is actually a label, so where and all the Amazon data centers are available. So those are the places it's actually called as regions. So these are the various countries that Amazon is having their data centers located over the world. Okay, you can see across the globe they have this many regions. Okay, so You can see like North California, Oregon, Ohio. So like this, even we have in Mumbai, something like this. So these are the various regions that are currently operating, the orange ones, and the number inside this is nothing but the availability zone inside a region. Availability zone in the sense like it is nothing but a data center. The region is actually the name. Okay, simply they will name a region. It means that that is present in that particular state or country. So inside that country, they can have multiple availability zones. That is nothing but the data centers. It means that they have multiple data centers across the world. You can see here now we can see a number over here. 2 means it is that they have 2 data centers in that particular region. If it is 3, then that means they have that many data centers in that region. And the ones which are present in, which are in the green color in this picture is nothing but the upcoming regions. So these are the regions which is gonna come in the future. So those are actually marked in the green color. So as I said, like what is a region and what is availability zone? Nothing but a region is a physical place or the location of the country where the Amazon Web Services is actually having, and the availability zone is actually the data center. That is the place where all the servers is getting resided. And whenever you select any region, so that is the place where all your data will be sitting in any of the availability zone which is actually getting selected by you or by default by the Amazon. So this is the physical location of all the servers. So whenever you save any data over the cloud, so that will be saving in that particular region, and inside that region it will be saved inside this availability zone. Okay. So as I'm telling, like there are various domains that we have to discuss inside the AWS, or the various services that are currently. Yeah, just now Vikrant, I just now described what is the difference between the region and the availability zone. Nothing but region is the specific label. Say like you have, it's just telling us where and all we have the data centers. Example in the sense what, like, yeah, you can see this. So Amazon Web Services. So where are you now? If I ask you where are you now, what you might tell? You might tell like you are in Chennai, or you are in India, or you are in US, something like that. So in the same way, where is Amazon Web Services? If someone asks, they can tell that. So these are the various regions that are we present now in the market. So they can say like we are in India, we are in Tokyo, we are in Beijing, okay, we are in Sydney, we are in Singapore, we are in US, various regions they can say. So region is nothing but the place where they are physically located or where they are actually having their own data centers. And the availability zone is the actual data center. Hope you know about the data center. Data center is nothing but a place where all the servers are sitting. Okay, so that is the place where all the servers will be sitting. So if you say region, it is nothing but a simple label, but availability zone is a real place where the real data is stored. So that is the difference between the region and the availability zone. Okay, welcome. So the domains in AWS. So what are the various domains that we are actually present in the AWS is that, like we have the computing domain where we have various services by which we can start computing like it will do processing, required processing for you. So that is comes up in the compute, and like we have examples like EC2 and Lambda and some other services are there which we'll be discussing later once we start about our training. So next is the storage. This is a place actually where you can save your own data. It is not anything related to the tables. Okay, it is a play. It is simple. It is just like a drive, I can say. It's a drive which is present inside the AWS, where you can save and like infinite data, and but they'll be start charging you for the data which you saved over there. There are some rules and pricing things which we will be covering once we start discussing about the things in detail. Someone asked about the S3. S3 comes under the storage domain, where we can have the unlimited storage. Okay, next comes the database. It is nothing but like it is a we have various kinds of databases that are present. Like we Amazon Web Services provides us relational database, which is nothing but the RDBMS and NoSQL database, and there is no SQL inside it. And also they provides a data warehouse kind of thing. So everything like that, and even they're providing some caching service. Everything will come under the database. Okay, next comes the migration. It is nothing but the migrating a particular database or application. So Amazon Web Services is having those kind of facility where you can start migrating your application by opting for some of the services that are present inside the AWS. So network and content delivery, which is nothing but the own networking related to the cloud. You can start building your own network inside a cloud, and with that network you can have your own control of your entire cloud, which you opted. For that, which we'll discuss is the VPC. So that is the thing. Like again, we have various management tools we using which we can manage our Amazon Web Services account. Like we can navigate, we can verify who and all the users, what and all they are doing, and everything we can start doing that inside the management tool. And next comes the security and the identity management. This is nothing but it is a place where we can provide our more security for our account, and we can have an identity management which will actually mainly used for creating the users or managing the users, their permissions, and creating users groups and managing their services. Sorry, managing their permissions. What are all access we can give to any user? What are the various access we can restrict users to not to do? So those things, everything will be covered under the identity management. And next comes the messaging. This is the place where various kinds of messaging systems or messaging services are available. Say like whenever you want to notify whenever a particular thing happened inside your AWS account, so you want to be notified. So this is a place where we can have our own alarms, our own triggers, which we can set, and using this you can automatically get notified whenever something happens inside your Amazon Web Services account. So these are the various domains. These are the not only domains. These are the main things which are currently required. So there are some other services which we'll be seeing later once we start the thing. And as of now, just these are the various important domains I can say. And one good thing about the cloud service providers are now giving it to the customers who are trying to register for their services is that the free tier. Okay, free tier is nothing but they provide you a user ID or password, like just like a normal login. If you can do, if you can register in their website. Okay, if you can register inside their website, they can allow you to start using their services freely for 1 year. Not all the services are free. Like there are some restrictions which are actually eligible for free tier. So that things we'll be seeing like later. So every service you can't simply use for freely, and there is some limitations about everything which will be start covering once we about jump into our course. So I can say simply a few things like if you start, so these are the various services I can say. One is S3, RDS, EC2. So these are the few core services I have AWS I can say. So if you are using S3 and 5 GB of standard storage, you can use or you can save the data over the cloud freely. Vivek, what didn't you get about the free tag or something else?
Actually, I was just checking on the chat option. It's written there which one useful for VMware admin. So I did not get what exactly they are writing on the
Oh,
topic.
okay, okay.
No issues. You can go and continue on the
The free
slides.
tag, the free tag is nothing but they actually gives us a user ID and password, and using that user ID and password we can access various services related to the Amazon Web Services, and we can start using them for freely for a particular time. One year they'll start giving you for free. If something is freely complete free, even they can start using them even beyond the 1 year also. So there is a hard limit for everything. Like you can see S3 is hardly you can say 5 GB. If you have anything more than 5 GB, they'll start charging for you. And Amazon RDS, I can say this is nothing but the database service, which you can max use for 750 hours per month. So next is EC2, which is nothing but a physical server, or sorry, a logical server which you normally install over the cloud. So that one you can use totally 750 hours. I can say this is per month limit. Okay, so Amazon RDS and EC2 is like per month. So like this, for all the services there are certain limitations. Beyond that, if you start using it, you will be charged for that. So that's all I want to cover now. Like now guys, if you have any questions, you can start asking me. But before that, just give me a few minutes so that I'll try to cover few of the questions which is actually asked by our people. Okay, Rahul has asked me like, is cloud be useful only for web hosting or also for Android apps? Is apps development on a cloud is free? Like we have to give $25 to to Gmail if you want to upload it in our Play Store. Rahul, it is not that the cloud computing is only for web hosting. You can even start using for Android application or the mobile application. Even for gaming also, there are various facilities or various services that are present in the AWS. You can start using them. Again, yes, you have to pay for something. What are the services which you are using over there? So again, the things are like pricing things. Yes, it is all. It's applicable. You have to pay for that. And there is nothing, no particular platform that you completely develop the game over the cloud. They provide you environment where you can have your own, say like whatever the technology you want, that you can start using or installing that. Then you, on top of it, you can start developing your own application and you can deploy it. Okay, it is nothing like you directly can't launch a application from the cloud. Okay, you can simply get a place to develop it. That's all. And let
Thank
me
you.
come to, yeah.
What are the various AWS certification we have? Can you please explain?
Yeah, sorry, yeah, I forgot that. I think, yes, just give me a second. I have those slides. I think I missed it. Just give me a second. I'll just come back to. Okay. Sorry, I missed this page where I thought of discussing about the various certificates that are currently available in AWS. So these are the various things like which we can do over the AWS. Like we have three domains mainly. One is the architecting, and the other one is the development, and the other one is the operations. So these are the various domains here where you can get certified using the Amazon Web Services. So if you can see over every level or every domain, you have three levels. One is the associate, other one is a professional, and other one is the specialty. Okay. So if you see the first one is architecting, where you can have like you can learn about the how to architect the cloud. Okay, what are the various things you have to do in architecting, how you can design a highly available thing. So these are the various things which we normally discuss in the cloud architecting. So there you can do the certification. So there are three levels, as I said, like associate, professional, and even the specialty. Okay, like that. And we do have the development where we have like the normal developers will start doing on inside it. So what those people will do is like how they like they should have a knowledge about any particular programming language, and they can learn about how the things can be done using the cloud computing apart from the physical servers or the physical things which normally they do. And the next come is the sysops administration, which is normally related to the operations that normally people does in the AWS. So normally the DevOps guys currently in the market now is actually going for the sysops certification. So this is the place where like various things which normally an architect designs. So those people say like this is they'll decide what to install and what and all have to be there in the architecture, and the operations guys who will do all the things. So these are the various levels. If you want to be expert, so it's always advisable for you to do certifications. So these are the various levels. And if you want to be any specialty certification, so if you want to do any particular specialty certification, it is minimal. Like the requirement for that is you should have associate certification or professional certification. Without that, you can't simply and come directly do the specialty certificate for sure. Okay. So the certification cost, I can say the registration fee for any of the associate exam, either for the architect or development or operations, the fee is $150 US. And if you're going for the professional exam, it is $300. and even for the specialty exam it is $300. Okay, and the certification is actually valid for 2 years only. Once the 2 years got over, you have to rewrite the exam, like but the cost will not be this much. The cost will be $75 for each time. So if you write an exam, that will be valid and you are certified only for the 2 years. Once you restart, sorry, once you want to be use the logos, or if you want to use if you want to tell that you are a certified person, have to write the exam again. So that time you have to spend again $75, and that time you can again start using the various certification things. So these are the various things. If you have any questions, like you can ask me here in about the certification. Rest of the questions I will come one to one.
Is it necessary to do AWS solution certificate before developer?
It is completely different. The development is like the normal development which normally people do, whereas the architecting is not the regular one which normally everybody does. Architecting is nothing but the complete, like you are gonna build entire architecture for your organization. So it is nowhere related that the development that you have to do development, then you have to come to the architecture. If you want to do architecture alone, you can do a start learning for the solution architect and you can do that. And if you want to do development, again you can do that. Operations also you can do. Everything is separate. There is nothing or no interlinking that you have to do this, then you have to do that. Nothing like that. But the prior or the requirement is that if at all you want to do a specialty, that time only you have to have a certification before that specialty, either associate or a professional.
Do you provide the full course that helps to do a certification?
Yes, we do provide it. It again depends.
How do
Again, like you have to decide for that which thing you have to go for. You want to go for an architect, you can go for that. And if you want to, like, all three will be separate. There is no course like we are providing all three of them together. Okay, so all three are different.
how can I contact you? I don't have any contact number or anything.
Okay, I'll be providing the contact details once I complete the session, once of the questions.
Okay.
Sorry to ask you, like I didn't get the message. Like, can I know who is this speaking, like so that I can message you in person? Anyway, I will giving the entire details. Just a second. So this is my email ID, subbuchanvi@gmail.com. You can drop me and we can have the discussion if at all you want. So any other questions related to the certification? If not, I'll go back to the questions and I'll try to answer the questions over here. Okay, hopefully I'll take this as no questions and let me come back to the questions which is already asked by the people.
Are we done with the session?
Yeah. Yes, Pradeep. What happened? You just joined or?
No, I just would like to know, are we going to discuss more about it, or like what is it about? I mean, because I had some connection issues, so I was forced to step out a couple of times.
Okay, okay.
So that's the reason I asked.
Okay, actually I just given a brief
So
about the cloud services.
okay.
And I'm trying to take the questions from the people. Like they already had so many questions over the chat window, so I'm trying to answer each one of them.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead. No issues.
Thank you. Eh. So Akshay asked that what are the various benefits of private cloud computing? The private cloud benefits, I can say, there is nothing like benefit I can say, like the outside people cannot access your cloud. You don't give any permissions over that. So nothing like you have much benefits of that. Like you can have much secure network. Rahul asked me like want to learn Python on DevOps. Guide me on it, please. Rahul, if you want to learn Python and DevOps, like I suggest you to go for a DevOps certificate, sorry, DevOps course where they have this Python and DevOps. Like you can start learning over there. If you opt for another course where it's always advisable for you to go for an AWS also, because if you do the DevOps without AWS, like again you have to learn it separately, because now most of the requirements is actually targeting for the people to have a knowledge on DevOps and AWS. And Python is like a scripting, which is actually called, which I can say as an optional, but as again it is required for you to be a successful DevOps. So Roshan asked me, what about the opportunity if we learn we have 3 years of experience in SQL Server? So I don't know what kind of experience you have. There is like development experience and there is actually admin experience also. I don't know what about like your Roshan about your experience. Again, it is nowhere related. Like we do have various databases inside the AWS also. So if you are a developer, like if you are a database developer, you can start using any of those things and you can have a good grip over that. If you want to do administration, you can start doing that over the cloud also. Everything is same. Only difference is that for the other SQL server, normally you might be installing on the physical machine, but if you're learning over the cloud, you are installing the server on top of the cloud. So that is the difference, nothing else. So what is actually asked to the what is the highest storage space in AWS instances? It means what? You can save infinite data. There is nothing like one is highest, one is lowest, something like that. There is nothing like that. You can start saving anything. Example of IaaS, I said like AWS is one of the example. Even the Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud, everything. Is everything same for? Okay, I already answered this. If you want to use server and for website and Android apps, then it will come under infrastructure only. Everything will be the same. Are we going to talk about S3, Pradeep? No, and also not as of now. Which one useful? VMware admin. Okay, for VMware admin, it is actually if you go for AWS, that is actually useful. Not only the AWS, any of the current cloud service providers. So we have like whatever you do things you're doing over there, I will simply do over the cloud. That's all, nothing else. I am a desktop support engineer, but theoretically good knowledge of Windows Server, not understanding any programming language. Can I do any certification? Does it benefit for me to move to cloud? Which course or certification for me? If you already know about the okay, you are just a support engineer. Okay, if you know anything related to system operations like Amit, like if you are trying to install some particular thing and if you have any good knowledge related to the softwares and you know how the things to be installed and like maintain the things, then it's good for you to go for an AWS SysOps administration. And if you have more interest about the architecting, then you can go for an architect, but it again requires more knowledge. You should have a proper knowledge on the system, how the things is gonna work and how it's gonna relate it to you. So it's again like you have to decide on that. So any other questions, guys? Yeah, there are multiple questions, but it's already time up for me. So if you guys have any questions, please ask me. And if I'm not able to answer your questions, please drop me an email to the email which I gave you. Fine, guys. If you have any questions, please drop an email. Either you can contact me with the email address or you can contact the NINT. So which is our institute name. You guys can contact us. So just Google it and you can find the more details about the NINT. Okay. And the SysOps, there are many services which I can't describe now, Vikrant. So yes, we do have various services inside that also.